Hi, I'm Jesse with Camp Perspective, and today we're going to cover why we only train using the Dogtra brand and models of remote collar. Simply put, it's the best brand on the market, in my opinion. I've built my career on using remote collar training for the past 12 years. I did start off with another brand, which is a very popular brand, really well known. Yeah, at the time, they're known as, I think, the Educator brand. I think now they're e-collar technologies. It's a great collar. However, when I first started, I had a handful of reactive cases, and they were all becoming or getting worse, and I couldn't figure out why. So I ended up picking up a Dogtra collar for each of those cases, and then after we swapped collars, they all started making good progress. And it's also my mentor's collar of choice as well. So ever since switching to Dogtra, I've just not looked back, just because it's so consistent. We got a very precise 127 levels, so 27 more than like the e-collar technology brand. The way the stimulation comes across, I feel like for the other brand, it's a bit more sharper, whereas for the Dogtra, it's a bit more duller. So sometimes we've had clients show up and they will have previously purchased, an e-collar technology. This was a while ago when we would still kind of accept that collar if the person or if the client already had purchased it with the previous trainer. And, we would be having trouble, and then I would say, well, upgrade to this Dogtra collar, and the dog would be like less vocal, less reactive to the stim itself, just much more receptive to the Dogtra collar in a good way. Being able to put on more pressure without always creating vocalization. There is a model, the Dogtra 1900S, just the regular 1900S edition, not the other ones. For whatever reason, that particular model of Dogtra also makes dogs vocalize a lot. We've had dogs that were vocalizing on that model. We swapped them out, we put them on a different model, no more vocalization, okay? So when you work with as many dogs as I work with on a regular basis, with all different types of tools and e-collars and stuff, you start to realize these things. So that's actually why we don't sell the 1900S model, the standard model, anymore. I actually have a stock of them because I purchased like 10 of them because they were on clearance. Now they're like $50 a pop or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's a great deal. But then when we started using them, I started to realize like, oh, this is, this is not a good model under the Dogtra brand. Okay. So even Dogtra has, a model or two that I wouldn't recommend. But otherwise, everything else, the Black Edition, the 2300, the 280C, the IQ systems, they're all great collars. We use them all the time. And my, now with how we train and everything, is all devised around the Dogtra brand. So if like a client asks like, oh, can I bring a Garmin? Can I bring a sport dog? Can I bring, my e-collar technology? We just tell them no, because my methodology, my program, everything is built around the Dogtra system because I've used it for 12 years. I'm super familiar with it. So then if someone brings in like a sport dog or a Garmin, I now have to try to adapt my methodology to this system, which is they're worlds apart. And we just tell them no because I don't know the systems that well, and they're very limited in terms of nuancing when it comes to the levels of pressure. Okay, so in my opinion, simply put, Dogtra brand is the best e-collar brand and models out there. Okay, so I'm just with Camp Perspective. Thank you for watching.